Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I hope you had a great weekend. I know I've been away for a couple weeks. We've been having a lot happen. Started 2 new classes. So today is take a breath day and relax a little bit. So what are my classes about? I 2 of them right now started in what I would call an advanced study. Not just learning basics like your energy field, your chakras. That would be more considered a beginning. But one is on Ascension. And how does that happen? What's required to get to there? What is truth that's out in the world? And what is that which can be set aside, offered out by people who maybe not be in their highest light? So the Ascension class is quite interesting how they came from all around the world and yet came together as a union. And that is the gift that Ascension is. We are to unite to be able to move into our ascension. There will be one massive movement in the ascension, other than there's numerous people who we know and are quite shocked that they've passed on where they've actually ascended. So there'll be a few, but on the major scale, it will be a wave of ascension. So if you take the time and learn how to bring more light into your field, I think I have one light technique I have up from Ascension, but that's a journey in itself. And my second class has been for a long time more that whom wants to become a practitioner of healing, wanting to learn the gifts of the senses, of the intuition, of the hands, of the actual fingers, and how the eye of Horus is alive within each finger to see within the soul and around the soul. And to use the zeal point, back where you would put your ponytail, is the most powerful chakra there is, the zeal point. And totally different. Learning techniques about healing and the processes they're learning about themselves and what healing is necessary or in the moment of perfection and how they grow. All of it is about how we grow, how we choose to live our experience on a daily basis. You know, there is the body. The body is the matter. When you talk about Mother's light, it is E equals MC squared. Matter to light, light to matter. So it talks about our ignition of our light with our threefold flame, which I also think I have a video about. So if you have an evening, you want to learn a little bit more about yourself. But in these things, you're growing, you're working with light and becoming more awake, more alive, more a participant in the grand scale of all the light beings on earth who have chosen to come back to be a part of this wondrous time we're in right now. So if you have that feeling, well, maybe I've done this before, you probably have. For those who were great healers and great light beings and skywalkers were brought back and were agreed to relieve 93% of their awareness so that they could go quickly through their process, showing other people that in a lifetime you can transform yourself and help others. Right now, we're working with the call of the heart. That is where my destiny for me is. Help people awaken their heart. It isn't only me. There is a huge group of light beings, light workers, angelic beings that are working and touching people, maybe just with a touch, maybe with the look of an eye, maybe with a voice, maybe with awareness and a guiding hand. helping our world to awaken more. What has our pandemic taught you? Not to bring that word up, because for many it's discouraging, and yet it's taught us to quiet ourselves if you've chosen to. It's all about choice. Mother and father, since the time we're ignited in our initiation into life, we are at choice. What do you choose for you? How do you want love to look into your life? Which brings me really to my true question today, which I received in this last weekend's healing group. How do I discover self-love? What is it? What does it really mean? How do I explain it to someone else? Such a very good question. And there are so many tendrils I could go to answer this in consciousness, but I'm going to surrender and see what flows to those of you who are watching. What is self-love? When we are born, within every cell, the love from mother and father came with you. What happens is once we're born, parents who we've chosen take over our guidance of who we are, how we act, and how life is. And there is no mistake. Whoever that is and however life gently takes you is purposeful, because you know now what issue you need to look at and to evolve yourself in this lifetime. So perhaps you came in all light, and then you know how all the little babies, their eyes look so crystal clear and just giggle at everything. And as time goes by, they're wrapped in questioning, in doubt, in, fear, failure. All these things wipe themselves around the soul. And when you finally choose to awaken, it's time to start reversing that, unraveling the emotions which are stuck in that second chakra, the fears, a lot which are in your throat. How were you spoken to? How do you feel about talking? There's just such a gamut of energy in that arena. And that as one soul heals, it connects and touches all the other souls that have the same issue, and it's released. I used to be, as I studied consciousness through my last 30 years, I would have a week, and everyone who came, it ended up in the end, as we went through that 15 minutes of original time, the same issue I'd had with all of them. So there is a collective energy happening. So by the end of that week, I knew that pattern all around the world was being experienced and hopefully brought into loving light to be let go. But we also can offer that healing always to all souls who are open and ready and willing to let go to have it happen. So here we are, pandemic, whatever else you want to call it all, in our experience of this wonderful world. And things are happening. The light is growing. There will be a wondrous time coming. And I know you hear this one say this and that one say that. I'm not that. And I'm not saying what I'm saying is, could you bet your world on it? You know what it depends on? The thoughts of every soul. Thoughts create. Thoughts create the magic in our world. They create that which may be seen as a lesson. But when we get to where we can embrace the lessons, know the understanding will come down the river a little bit further, which is the truth. There always is an awareness eventually. You have given that to yourself through manifestation. So you wonder, well, then why don't we all use our thoughts and manifest wondrous things? There's nothing preventing you from doing that. And yet realize how hard of an awareness that is to have people recognize and to participate in. I am the love I desire. I am the love I'm looking for. People always ask me, how do I stop the ego? Well, the ego is a part of each of us. It cannot be let go. The only answer is to help it transform. So how do we do that? My gift of what I say for the ego is imagine it to take a form that you can see. Grab it, put it in your heart with your higher self in front of a computer and tell it to start working every day, learning about love. It is not allowed out. People will come, yeah, well, mine got out. Well, the only way that ego gets out is if you let it out. If that in somewhere in your consciousness, the power the ego has over you has worked one more time. It will not leave unless you give it the doubt that it possibly can. So over time, the ego grows and the mind quiets. And that positive affirmation, I am the love, I am love, I feel the love within my heart, will be clear and bring in a manifestation of a new life for you. Yes, many other things all go along with it, but this is the simplicity of it. How do I find love? Recently, someone discovered, well, they looked for love in everybody around them, in all the people they touched. It made them feel important. This is a core issue of the humankind. We are looking to feel important. Contemplate. Where is that for you? Is it still there or have you already released it? It's unique. Love from another can never have the quantity of existence and depth that will be more than the love within yourself. You may say to me, TheoSophia, I don't have love within me. And I say back to you, you haven't looked hard enough. You haven't looked without fear, without the emotional trauma to be able to let it show itself to you. Believe me, it's there. It's a given birthright that you are the love you're looking for. Well, why isn't the love for my partner what I feel? The greatest illusion about marriage, having partnership, is thinking the other person is the love you're looking for. You want to discover someone who themselves loves themselves. And together, wondrous joy comes from sharing your love. And yet at the end of every day, it's back within you and you find a real calm experience of joy, knowing that you have found the experience of God looking at you. It's a wondrous thing. Much in our world to talk about love. What is it? Can you feel it? Can you describe it? Is it one of those things? And you ask, what sense of that which I have feels love? Is it the sight? Can I see it? Do I hear it? Do I feel it in my heart? Do I intuit that which it is? Do I sense it with the gift of kinesthetic? Which is it? And with all of us, it will be different. We are given all gifts, each and every one of us. How and who we are to develop them is up to your curiosity inside yourself. To clear the illusion, to clear the baggage from our past life, for past lives, many past lives. And then once that's relieved, it's just so much more light comes within you. And you are given freedom. Freedom that's hard to put into words, you see? Because the greater your mind goes into higher consciousness, you have all new truths that open up for you. As the brain consciousness grows, everything changes in what it is for you. So what I may say it is, you'll still say to me, no, it's not that. And that's okay. That is where you are. And this is where I am. And we are each always growing. Does growing ever end? No, not for anyone. Not for those you know as the masters, as Kuan Yin and Buddha and Jesus. None of them have stopped. Where they are, they probably have changed office All the masters continually change that mastery office that they hold and have moved on. We have to overcome moving on. Our world has a huge fear of death. But to know all people just move dimensionally to another place. Many people are frightened of that place. The first place you go to is a sleeping room. You may have never heard of it. It is a room where you sleep until you are ready and capable of understanding that you are in a new place, that you have grown, that you have conquered that which you feel you were meant to do in this world. And then they have a time when they sit with their teachers and their guides. Everything has gone over. Why this reaction? And what were you thinking? And why do you think you did this? It's not overwhelming, it's freeing. For as you can look and see, you will know what yet you have yet to learn the next time, or perhaps learn you're not ever coming back again, that you're free to live in God's world. How wonderful would that be? Do we know? I can't say yet. I visit, but I can't say what it's like to live there forever. So there's much to growth, and why people gravitate towards spirituality now is deep within us. There's the call. Originally, God gave it to 10 original masters. It was a sound. We now call it a mantra, a bija mantra. But within us, it is guiding us home. And why? Because it's to find joy and to find love and to awaken that deepness of the serenity that we know God and Mother has given us, and be able to bring it into our lives. So the meditation my husband and I teach is about that bija mantra. And it would be hard to discuss how to return home without speaking about it. And then there was a day, as my consciousness grew, I realized it was about developing the ascension. No, you must root. You must get grounded. You must let that body be on earth and let it go deep into the earth. For the deeper you get, the more the body and its aura opens to allow more light to come in and to bless you with the serenity of the day. So you see, so much to talk about. And I tend to go on. And I'm thinking for a moment, is there anything else in this video I must say? Other than I remind you each, there is a part of you inside, encourage you to find home, to find the joy and the love that you really are. So join me and many others to discover what that is for you and how it looks. Perhaps you want a mentor or a master to teach you. Let it be shown to you. God will work it. Souls work together to find and bring people together. There is no doubt. Doubt lies in the human world. Merlin will say, it is only here upon the earth that once I reach into its dimension, I begin to doubt myself. Now that is ridiculous. And yet we give it such power. So there is so much to learn about what is and your options. And I wish for you to find that, to feel free enough to walk your foot one in front of another. It isn't about running. Hurrying won't make it any quicker. For there is a path that you are on, and it will show itself to you. And it will be all about love. Many blessings. May you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.